Hi, I'm Larry Davis, your Be Happier Now coach, and welcome to the Happy Zone, where negativity is denied and positivity is applied. And welcome to episode 2. In the last episode, we talked about the power of decision. Well, you realize you have the power of decision now to make the decision, the happiness decision. You now begin to see happiness all around you because you've activated the reticular activating system. Now you're going to invoke another power, a power equally as great, the power of focus. The power of focus is going to, because what you focus on, you give life to, you give energy to, you give vitality, you actually birth what you focus on. And what you focus on, what you pay attention to grows. So you're now going to focus on the wonderful opportunities you're now seeing because you've made the decision to be happy. The problem is with most people, they're not privileged to this information. They don't realize the power and choice that they have. And they focus on the wrong things. They focus on the bad, the ugly, the miserable, the negative. And so that's what they get. And they focus on what's wrong and not what's right. So when you wake up every morning, you now have the power to see what's out there. And life is a banquet. There is a banquet, a smorgasbord of everything out there to partake of, to eat of, to participate in. There's the good, there's the bad, there's the ugly, there's the beautiful, there's the fattening foods, the healthy foods, there's the energetic foods, there's poisonous foods, there's poisonous negativity out there. It's all out there for you. And the thing is, you get to choose what you're going to eat, what you're going to partake in. And once you choose it, you're now going to invoke the power of focus. You're going to focus on it and grow it and make it stronger. And that happiness and that good and that positive begins to fill your day with joy and happiness because of that decision that you made in the last episode. Now, you're no longer going to be like the construction worker. You know, he's the guy that every day for 10 days in a row, he'd set it for his lunch, his noon hour with his fellow construction workers, and every day he'd open his lunch box and he would go, yuck, bologna. I always have bologna. And after about 10 days of that, of him griping about the bologna sandwiches every day, his fellow construction workers finally said, hey, buddy, why don't you stop and have your wife make something else besides bologna? He said, what wife? I'm not married. I make them myself. You see, what are you participating in? What are you picking? Are you making bologna sandwiches? Are you picking the bologna, the fattening foods? Are you picking the sad, the bad, the depressed? It's all out there, and you get to choose and then focus on what you want. And what you focus on, now your power of focus, you can live or die by it. It's that powerful. And it can also change naturally and automatically. For example, when you got married, or when you first met your significant other, or you met your wife to be or husband to be. How was that like when your heart went pitter patter and you begin to feel all flushed? What were you focusing on in those days? Don't tell me. I think I know. But now, after 2 years in that relationship, or 3, has your focus changed? Yes, maybe unfortunately so, but yes, it does change. And so focus does change automatically and naturally, but you can also focus on it intentionally by decision and choice. I want you to realize something, that you can find enough good in anybody to fall in love with them. Do you realize that? That you can find enough good and positive in anybody to like them intensely or fall in love if that's your decision? Do you realize also that you can find enough bad, negative in somebody to actually not like them, to hate them? Because it's all there. It depends on what you focus on. Are you going to focus on the good in your relationships, the positive, the negative, your day? Are you going to focus on the negative, the critical? Because whatever you focus on is going to grow and feed and give energy to, and it can dramatically, you will live or die in your relationships by what you focus on, and you will live and die in your life by what you focus on as well. How in the world do you think people fall in love? It's what they focus on. When they fall in love, what do they focus on? The beautiful, the good, the incredible. And because you've told your RAS, your reticular activating system, that this is what you want, you become blind to everything else. How many times have friends told people, can't you see what they're doing to you? No, all you can see is the love, the good, and the positive, because you are blind to everything else because of the decision you made and the power of focus. So you are locked in on the good. Now, guess what? Guess how people fall out of love? Guess how people get divorced? because they change their focus. And it happens over time, and they don't realize what's going on. And they allow it to happen. But now you know the power of focus. You know you can change your relationships. You can change your life by what you focus on. So that's how people fall out of love. They change their focus. But remember, you can find enough good in somebody to love them, and you can find enough bad in somebody to hate them. So when you wake up every morning now, realize it's all out there. The good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful. It's a banquet out there. And because you've made the decision to pick the good and the happy, and now because you're going to focus on all that good and that joy that you're going to see that you couldn't see before, you're going to feed it. You're going to grow it. It's going to expand. And guess what? If you haven't heard of the law of attraction, what you feed and grow expands. You also attract more of the same. Would you like to attract even more joy and happiness? By the way, the law of attraction, the power of attraction, that's another power. Going to go into it in another episode. Get ready for that one. That's going to be awesome as well. So give life to it, give energy to it, focus on it. Now, went in with a story. There was a young Navajo boy that was sitting out in the mountains with his grandfather by a campfire on a starry night. And they began to hear a wolf howling in the mountains. And the little boy got a little closer to his grandfather and said, "Grandfather, I've got to tell you, I'm having dreams almost every night. Some are good dreams, some are really bad dreams. And in the good dreams, there's a beautiful white wolf with blue eyes. And I feel protected, and I feel good, and I feel happy when he's there. But in the dreams, my nightmares, there's another wolf, and he's black, and his eyes are looking vicious, and he's hateful, and he's snarling, and he's scary. And I'm afraid of that wolf. And sometimes, grandfather, the good wolf and the bad wolf are both in the same dream on opposite sides. And I'm worried because I don't know who's going to win if they get together and fight, the good wolf or the bad wolf." And the grandfather looked at him and said, "You know, son, there's trains in the mountains." He said, "You know, son, the wolf that's going to win is a wolf that you feed. It's a wolf that you focus on, that you give life to, that you give energy to. That's the wolf that's going to grow and expand. And you now have that choice to focus on the good and expand the good by using the power of focus. It's your life. Take charge. Be happy. And do it now because you're learning how. And I'll see you on the next exciting episode of The Happy Zone.